How's it going, you guys? Hopefully you can hear me. I live right on the freeway, so the audio might be a little off. But my sister bought me this super nice protective armor for your paint. Help with the Sierra pinstriping I got on my last TJ. The one downside, and I saw this in many of the comments, is that the trail rated portion not sitting in the right spot. So this video is basically going to go over how to essentially remove the badge and move it into the new place. So let's get started. Alright, so we're going to start by using a heat gun. You could also use a blow dryer. Amazingly, this thing still works. But what you want to do is basically make sure you don't overheat the paint. So we're just going to move it back and forth, just to get the adhesive behind it nice and tacky. I really like this badge, so I want to make sure I keep it. I don't know if I necessarily advise using your hand like I just did, but so now we're going to use fishing line. Let's see if that was enough to actually soften the adhesive. We're basically going to move it back and forth and saw through it. Alright, that came off actually pretty clean. Never actually done this. So then, you want to use one of these, basically a decal removal tool. You can get it at Napa, whatever your local auto parts store is. And what you want to do is use a low speed, and basically all we're trying to do is get the rest of the adhesive off without damaging the paint in any way. So I'm going to go low setting. We want to keep moving, make sure we don't damage anything.
Dave, everyone's waiting on you.
Let's see if the denatured alcohol takes it off. Alright, so I'm just using some NA 1987, just denatured alcohol, which is just it's a wood alcohol. Really good for almost any project you can do. And yep, it is taking off the remainder of the adhesive very well. smallest amount you can still see. This Jeep is only 2 years old, so the fading on the paint shouldn't be too extreme. And the amount we're actually moving it is still going to overlap some, so hopefully be almost indistinguishable. I almost feel like a good wax would be perfect to really get it, but thanks to the color of my Jeep, barely gonna see anything, if even. You just be looking for it. Which unfortunately I usually am. Ah, sweet. So, here's the badge. Hopefully it focuses. There's definitely like some pre-existing adhesive, which is okay, but not that good. I'm either going to try to see if I can clean it up and get the adhesion level back, or I'm probably just going to stick some 3M double-sided tape on the backside because that stuff is indestructible. Alright, so I salvaged the majority of the adhesive, as you can see here. I'm going to attempt to stick it on after I position the pinstripe guard. I don't even know what you want to actually call these things. And I'm going to see how well it actually stays on. If I can pull it off by hand, I'll probably try something a little bit more drastic, but I'd really like to continue to use the stock adhesive. It doesn't look that bad. I was able to just clean it up a little bit with the alcohol and get all the little fibers off of it, and we'll see. So, what I'll start by doing is positioning it back on the car in the position that we want. You can use whatever one. I'm just basically looking for even gaps around the outside edge of the guard. You definitely want to make sure that there are no dirt, no pebbles, no random pieces of metal that picked up, especially if you leave it on the ground like my idiot did. All right. So I'm basically going through and looking at all my edges. So what you can see here, pretty decent edge, but once you get down into this corner, it's a little high. And you definitely do not want to slide this on the paint, or else you will damage your paint. So I'm just going to try one more time, and I'm trying to get a little bit lower. Feels like there's something gritty. Or should we re-wipe down the magnet, to be totally honest with you. So every time you need to readjust, you need to pull this thing off, maybe not all the way, but enough. All right. While these things are super cool and super nifty, they're kind of a pain to actually install. Alright, so as you can see right now, pretty decent line, pretty even along the side and along the top. I'm basically using this as my ridge line. Pretty decent gap against the fender. As we're with everything from Rugged Ridge, it comes mildly damaged. These are really cool. But this one was dented, and then the driver rear door also has a small bubble in it, which I'm hoping will settle down as it heats up. We're out here in California right now, but it's been very smoky the last few days. All right, let's see what happens. Get this on camera. Looks like the gap isn't quite right. It's tight. It's very, very tight. Work it in just a hair. End up taking a razor blade and just shaving a little bit off this bad boy. It's a little bit tight. Yeah, it re-adheres very nicely. It's good. Now, I'm only going to usually be running this when I'm off-road, but I'm going to have it on for the rest of the week, just because it's the end of the week, or the end of the weekend, and I just want to see how it does on the freeway. If there's any issues on the freeway, I'll go ahead and post something in the comments to let you guys know. But as usual, like and follow. Let's see what the next adventure is. One last obvious video. Placement. We're gonna go around real quick just so you can see where all the different pieces should go. They are actually pretty decent quality. They're not impossibly hard to install. I feel like there should be maybe a little bit more. It would have been nice if there were bigger pieces. But these were the two that confused me until they're the only ones left. And I'll probably be doing a review of my Terraflex rims next week, so be sure to look forward to that.